After several setbacks, NASA's groundbreaking James Webb Space Telescope was launched on Christmas morning, with astronomers all over the world holding their breath as they watched the device launch into space aboard an Ariane 5 rocket from South America. The launch marks the start of one of NASA's most awaited projects in decades, a program that aims to revolutionize how we explore the universe's deepest levels. So let's start the video. Everything you need to know about the NASA new space telescope is right here. First of all, what was the cost of this massive telescope? Before we dig into any technical details, we need to know the cost of this enormous project. The Webb telescope cost NASA $8.8 billion to make, launch, and commission. When operating expenditures are factored in, the overall bill exceeds $10 billion. Let's find out the impressive specs. The primary mirror, a concave structure 21.5 feet wide and composed of 18 smaller hexagonal mirrors, is the focal point of the telescope. They're composed of beryllium with a gold coating, and they're designed to reflect infrared radiation from the furthest reaches of the universe. The telescope also features 4 scientific equipment that serves 2 main purposes: imaging cosmic objects and spectroscopy, which involves breaking light down into different wavelengths to analyze the physical and chemical aspects of cosmic materials. A 5-layer sun shield, designed like a kite and built to unfold to the size of a tennis court, protects the mirror and instruments. Its membranes are made of kapton, a substance known for its high thermal properties and stability over a wide temperature range, which is important because the sun-facing side of the shield will reach temperatures as high as 230 degrees Fahrenheit, while the other side will reach temperatures as low as -394 degrees Fahrenheit. Webb has crossed the moon's orbit. Can you imagine? The spacecraft has already crossed the moon's orbit. According to a NASA update provided late Monday, the James Webb Space Telescope is currently further away from Earth than the moon's orbit. The second of 3 trajectory adjustment burns was likewise accomplished by the spacecraft. The observatory's huge sun shield will be deployed next. According to a mission tweet, the spacecraft has also crossed Earth's moon's orbit. Webb was more than 293,000 miles from Earth on Tuesday. The distance between Earth and the Moon is approximately 240,000 miles. According to a NASA deployment timeline, the spacecraft will perform its 3rd and final course correction burn roughly 29 days after launch. This will be the mission's orbital insertion burn, in which the spacecraft will be placed in a halo orbit around L2, or Earth-Sun Lagrange Point 2. In comparison to other telescopes, how far into space will this one see? We could see galaxies and go back 13.5 billion years with the Hubble telescope, but it wasn't enough. To understand where those initial galaxies and stars came from and how they were formed, we must look beyond Hubble. We can go back to within 100 million years of the Big Bang with the Webb telescope, collecting the light that has traveled 13.6 billion years. Origami with a high-tech twist. Because the telescope is too enormous to fit in the nose cone of a rocket in its operating condition, it must be transported folded like origami. Unraveling is a complicated and difficult task, and it is the most difficult deployment NASA has ever undertaken. The communications antenna and solar panels that will power it will be unfurled about 30 minutes after takeoff. Then, on the 6th day, well after the moon has passed, the sun shield, which had been folded like an accordion, begins to unfold. A complicated mechanism combining 400 pulleys and 1,312 feet of cable will guide its thin membranes. It will be the mirror's turn to open during the 2nd week. The instruments will need to cool and be calibrated, and the mirrors will need to be adjusted very accurately once they are in their final configuration. The telescope will be ready to use in 6 months. It's been decades in the making. In the 1990s, astronomers began debating which telescope should be the successor to Hubble, with Webb's construction starting in 2004. The launch date has been pushed back multiple times, first to 2007, then to 2018, mostly due to the development's difficulties. The telescope, which combines Canadian and European gear, is the culmination of a massive international partnership. The project enlisted the help of almost 10,000 workers, and the budget finally ballooned to nearly $10 billion. The expedition will endure at least 5 years, but ideally 10 years or more. The telescope will go a great distance. It will be 1 million miles from Earth at a unique Earth-Sun balancing point where it will be chilly, dark, and ideal for astronomy. Tell us in the comments, are you amazed by this NASA new space telescope?